manifesting money when it seems impossible starts with remembering one truth: that your current reality is not the final story. It's just the result of old beliefs, old reactions, and old energy patterns playing out in physical form. But the good news is, reality is always shifting. And when you change what you believe is true, you begin to create new outcomes. Your mind is not just a recorder of the past. It is a projector of the future. And every time you focus on possibility instead of lack, you shift your direction. You shift your timeline. You start becoming the version of you who already lives in abundance. Now here's where people get stuck. They say, "I've been thinking positively. I've been visualizing. I've been doing affirmations." But deep down, they're still reacting to the outer world. They look at their bank account and feel panic. They see a bill come in and feel dread. They think about money and feel unworthy. And that emotional reaction is the signal that keeps the old story alive. Because the subconscious doesn't respond to what you say once. It responds to what you feel over and over again. That's why it's so important to stop reacting. Yes, the physical reality may still be showing the old story, but your power doesn't come from the old story. Your power comes from the new one you choose to live from. So instead of reacting to your current circumstances, observe them, notice them, but don't feed them. Don't agree with them. Because the moment you say, "This is just how things are," you've agreed to stay there. But when you say, "This is just a reflection of my past energy," then you free yourself. You remind yourself, "I don't have to keep repeating this. I can step into something new." That's where real transformation begins. It's not about controlling the outside. It's about mastering your inner world, creating a state within yourself that doesn't depend on the numbers, on the bills, on the people around you. A state of calm, a state of power, a state of knowing that what you desire is already making its way to you. Because the more you live in your imagination, in your new story, in your desired identity, the faster the outer world will match it. Not because you forced it, but because you aligned with it. So here's the shift. Stop making decisions from your current reality and start making decisions from your desired reality. When you begin thinking like a wealthy version of yourself, you begin feeling like them. And when you begin feeling like them, you begin acting like them. And that's when things start moving. That's when unexpected income shows up. That's when someone pays you back out of the blue. That's when you get the opportunity you weren't expecting, because your energy shifted, and the universe always responds to energy. Always. But here's what's key. You can't just visit that new identity once a day. You have to live there. You have to make it your new normal. And the longer you live in this new reality in your mind, the faster your external world will catch up. When we change the words in our story, we begin to make decisions from where we want to be, rather than making decisions from where we once were, giving our subconscious mind a whole new map to work with and a whole new destination to discover. It can then begin to open your perception to all of the abundance that's actually available to you at all times, but only blocked by the negative money stories you tell yourself. Remember, when you change your identity, your external world will start shifting to match it. And again, that goes for every area of life. The next step, and one that's crucial to this process, is to stop reacting. Yes, you will be in your physical reality all day, every day. You will interact with it. But reacting is a different story. And here's where people say manifestation doesn't work. They react to the outer reflection. Instead of remembering that all of their power comes from within, they check their bank account, see a balance they don't like, and react with fear. They get a bill in the mail and react with stress. They think about their financial future and react with doubt. And this cycle keeps them trapped in the same financial reality, because every reaction is feeding the belief that this is just the way things are. And that creates a loop of reality that won't change until you begin to deny it as the truth. Here's the actual truth. Your financial situation only has power over you if you let it. The bills, the expenses, the debt, you can think of them as just numbers in front of you. Rarely do we even deal in cash these days, so it's mostly just numbers on a screen or pieces of paper. From that vantage point, you can begin to regard it as just an illusion. And if you choose to believe that those numbers are false, that they are just projections of past energy, then you can begin to live from a whole new place. Live solely within your imagination. And in the new money story, you begin to tell yourself, anything that you don't like will begin to disappear from your reality. The trick is to outwit the outer world by telling it that it's not real until the shift happens. So your emotional reaction to the outer illusion will always determine whether you stay stuck in a repeat of the old movie or move forward into the new one. So the next time you see a bill, don't panic. The next time you feel scarcity creeping in, don't let it consume you. Instead, remind yourself, I move through this reality, but I do not belong to it. My inner state cannot and should not be swayed by the outer reflection. If you were to make that one change, hold your composure, remain unmovable. Remind yourself, I am more powerful than a number on a screen. And that moment, you stop reacting and start responding with calm and confidence. You take your power back fully. And that leads us to one of the most powerful steps of all: trusting the grace period. This is where many people fall off. They give up before their manifestation arrives because they don't trust the process. They planted the seed, but they kept digging it up to check if it was growing. And each time they did, they interrupted the flow. But if you can stay rooted, if you can hold your belief, even when nothing appears to be changing, even when you feel like it's taking too long, even when doubts start whispering in your mind, that's when magic starts happening. Because the universe is always rearranging things behind the scenes, moving people, shifting situations, creating openings, preparing paths, and sometimes the very last moment before the shift becomes visible feels the hardest. It's the moment of choice. Will you go back to the old story, or will you stand strong in the new one? That choice, again and again, is what builds the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. So trust the grace period. Let the seed grow. Know that your manifestation is not coming. It's already on the way. And your only job is to keep living in the energy of it. Keep showing up as the version of you who already has it. Keep affirming your abundance. Keep practicing the state of wealth. Not because you're trying to get something, but because that's just who you are now. Because abundance is no longer something you chase. It's something you embody. It's your new normal. And from that place, everything changes. Everything expands. And what once seemed impossible becomes inevitable.